I made videos about days 1 and 2 of training camp, and then I decided to stop because I knew it was going to be a lot of noise, a lot of traffic to siphon through. We need to wait and see how it goes with pads on, with systems being learned, different people given a chance. Are they going to rise to the occasion? Are they going to crumble under the pressure? There are quarterback competitions. There are wide receivers making plays. There are defensive tackles and cornerbacks showing out. And we're going to discuss the biggest takeaways from padded practice 10 days in to the Costa Mesa training camp for the Las Vegas Raiders. And there's a lot to discuss positively and negatively, and there's a lot to discuss about people jumping to certain conclusions based off of a few practices, especially about the offense where you're learning a new system, and this is the first time this unit as a core is playing together. The offensive line has to gel. The defense is very, very good. We know this. We are going to get in to the biggest takeaways of padded training camp thus far. Before we do, the new league year is coming. We are a month away, a little over a month away from week 1, and this channel is trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. If you are new, or if you watch my videos and have not yet subscribed, hit that button. We're trying to get to 10K. Run this thing up. We're so close. Let's do it. Let's talk about training camp. Right off the bat, Aiden O'Connell, August 2nd, the time I'm recording this, apparently he absolutely lit up the defense. And that's not to say he hasn't had rough spots leading up to this. Apparently him and Gardner in the pads the first few days had some good moments and had some bad moments. And Jeremy Fowler has reported so far that Antonio Pierce is leaning Aiden O'Connell simply by default, just because Aiden O'Connell's not lighting the world on fire, but he's also not making a bunch of mistakes, and Gardner has not played too well thus far. A lot of people are crediting Gardner's lack of playmaking to the idea that he really wants to show that he's like this gunslinger mobile quarterback, and instead of just playing the game, he's kind of forcing the issue where Aiden is just trying his best to read the defense and get better. And apparently today, August 2nd, in Costa Mesa, he had his best camp thus far. He has apparently extended his lead, according to Hondo Carpenter, in the quarterback competition with Gardner Minshew. And if I had to put money on it right now, I feel the same way that I did in March. And that is that Aiden O'Connell will be the quarterback week 1. It was going to take a while for him to mesh with the new offensive line pieces, with the new running back. I know he played with Zamir a little bit, but Dylan Laubie's in the mix now. Alexander Madison, they are learning a new system, and apparently the defense started by kicking their ass day 1 padded practice, and every single practice, the offense has gotten a little bit closer to matching the intensity and the execution of the defense. And today, which was day 10 of training camp, I think day 8 of padded practice, apparently this is the first day the offense unequivocally won padded practice training camp. And that is to be expected because the defense, and Antonio Pierce has talked about this, is in year 3, basically with the same core, add Christian Wilkins and Jack Jones from last year, with the Patrick Graham system. The same guys, gelling, molding. We knew coming out the gate, especially because the offense is learning a new playbook, that the defense was going to have the upper hand. And the idea that they were not just going to come out here and completely dominate us offensively in the beginning of padded practice is crazy. Of course they were going to come out and set the tone. What you need to hear is that each day the offense is getting incrementally better, and that's what we've heard, and that's what we've heard. And apparently today, August 2nd, Aiden O'Connell and the offense beat the defense in one-on-ones and 11-on-11. They finally took it to them physically. And again, not to say it hasn't been the defense winning every single day up until that point. Yes, that's true. But finally, we're starting to see how the offense is going to fit with the Luke Getsy system. And I mentioned this with my first few non-padded practice training camp videos, and apparently it's only been this and then some escalated with this guy. And every time Antonio Pierce talks about him, there's a big smile on his face, and this could be a game changer if we hit on this pick. But Dylan Laubie apparently is absolutely working his way into the starting rotation. I think as of right now, it's just going to be third down passing. but he's a difference maker. He's flying around the field. Apparently, the defense is trying to target him to rough him up to give him his welcome to the NFL moment. And he's taking the hits, and he's bouncing right back up. And this guy, I'm telling you, watch Antonio Pierce talk about him. He has a smile on his face throughout the whole discussion. He called him special. He's a grinder. He's trying to prove his worth. And not only is he going to be on special teams this year, which is what we thought it was initially going to be to start the season, he's going to be on the field a lot during the season. Thayer Mumford, the starting right tackle for us going into the season, apparently is getting worked by Max Crosby. And look, this is to be expected. Max Crosby is the best defensive end in the National Football League, and Thayer Mumford is not the best right tackle in the National Football League. But think about it this way. How many defensive ends is Thayer Mumford going to face this year that are on the same level as Max Crosby? Not many. So this is a trial by fire, and he needs to understand that not only is he going to get cooked by him, but he has to make sure that he can bounce back and keep the same confidence and energy level, because this is iron sharpening iron. Thayer Mumford and the rest of this offensive line going up against, pound for pound, one of the best defensive lines in the league in practice every day is only going to make us better. And that's what I really want to explain to people watching that maybe are either concerned about how the offense is playing or is really hyped up about the defense or whatever. Iron, I said it already in this video, iron sharpens iron. The Raiders' offense, through all the years of us watching it, the last 15, 20 years of football, has never gone up in practice against a defensive unit as good as ours. The fact that every single day they get to battle with them, they get to put their heads together, clash every day, pads, bang, playing hard against this defense is only going to help us when the regular season comes. Because if you look at our schedule, there are not many teams that we play this year that are going to be more physical and talented defensively than ours. And there's not many defenses that we're going to play this year that are better coached than our defense. So the main takeaway from this whole video and from training camp thus far is that the defense is the real deal. Jack Jones is flying around making plays. The two safeties have been hyped up by Patrick Graham, by Marvin Lewis, and by Antonio Pierce. Apparently, Jacorian Bennett has solidified himself as that CB2, which is a reason we didn't go out and sign anybody else. And that could be massive for us, because if he could be that CB2 with Jack Jones alongside of him, Nate Hobbs in the middle, Spillane and Diablo and Eichenberg, Christian Wilkins up the middle with Tyree Wilson behind him, Max Crosby and Malcolm Coots on each side of him. This could be a defense that carries us to some wins when the offense isn't playing well. But from all I've heard, it's that every single day, the offense started out slow, made mistakes, but has gotten better. Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams have looked great. One thing that is concerning, and again, these are the biggest takeaways I have, is that Trey Tucker has not looked good. Apparently, he's dropped some balls. He's been out-physicaled. Now, he has been touted as the wide receiver 3 on this team. Michael Gallup is gone. It's not going to be anybody else. It's not going to be Guyton. So the idea that he's struggling does concern me a little bit. However, only time will tell. We'll see what happens in the preseason. Again, he's bulked up. He probably has to get used to his new body. He's got to make sure he still has that confidence. But the last thing I want to discuss here, which is absolutely massive, is that Brock Bowers is destroying people. Brock Bowers is the ultimate equalizer, because when you have to put so much effort to guard Devontae and Jacoby, what are you going to do when Brock Bowers is now on the field? And Michael Mayer is also a top 20 tight end in the league. And now you add a top 7 tight end already with Brock Bowers. The sky is the limit if Aiden O'Connell can just distribute the football. And from what I've heard today, like I said, it was his best day in practice. So the defense is doing their thing. The offense is taking some lumps, but is getting better. And we do not want to over or underreact to padded training camp practices. And we do not want to over or underreact to preseason football games, because you understand, offensively and defensively, it's going to be very vanilla. They're not going to show you the Brock Bowers rushing plays in the preseason. I'd be very surprised if they did. It's going to be pretty standard. Run up the gut, play action, slants, deep balls. It's not going to be unleashed until week 1 against the Los Angeles Chargers. And until that time comes, we have to take it day by day. I know there's a lot of beat reporters there that are reporting it's all doom and gloom, and there are some that are reporting that we're going to win the Super Bowl, right? You have to find a healthy middle. Take it for what it is. The offense has struggled. They're learning a new system. They don't have any elite quarterback, and they're going up against a top 5 defense. But every day they're getting better. And the defense probably appreciates deep down that the offense is starting to take it to them physically. So if we can keep that same energy until week 1, we could win a lot of football games. So those are my main takeaways. Aiden, I think, is going to be the quarterback. The defense is the real deal. Luke Getsy is creative, and it's going to take a while for our offense to learn his complicated system. Dylan Laube is absolutely showing off, and Brock Bowers is the real deal. I'm excited for the season to start. That is the training camp update. Join that Discord. It's in the description. It's absolutely free. And then check out the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. It's a membership program where you can get videos like this early and advanced, exclusive content, your name at the end of the credits. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after on the charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.